Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back here to another best of 5 with me. Berlingrad's going to be map number 1. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. In the bottom right, some people call him the best. And we know that his name is Zest. He's the Pink Protoss player, and in the top left, how do I get there? Like this. As the red Terran, it's going to be Dream playing for Team G. StarCraft 2. Good game gaming, as Dream has found another position to build his barracks in. This is an interesting position, and I almost want to use a ruler on the screen here to see where the probe, the scouting probe, is supposed to go. Imagine it comes over here. This would be like the highest point. Then it would make a straight line. This it would be out of vision if it were to go through the bottom for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it would do that. It would go like this, then a straight line from here. Also would be out of vision. This is kind of a brilliant position, honestly. I don't think anyone would scout here. These are often the positions you scout as a Protoss to see if the barracks is at home or on your side of the map. I guess if the Protoss wants to play some type of early Zealot, early Pool, they might take out these minerals. Or early Pool. Early Zealot, early Adept. Nice to me, early Pool. It seems like it is going to be an early Zealot, but as the Reaper is already moving out, the Zealot should not be much of an issue. This honestly is not a bad start for Dream, as I think this was a core first Zealot as well. And that means that this... yeah, but you already get these 100 minerals that Protoss invest into something that isn't going to be too useful right now. Of course, the Zealot will be probably capable of staying alive because of how these bushes work. Took a little bit of damage already. And look at this. Dream cannot see into those bushes. And if he does want to walk into the bushes, he might get hit by the Zealot. Ooh, this Stalker. Look at that. Look at that movement of the Stalker. First, kind of walking towards the far left to get a proper surround, gets 3 shots off on the Reaper, and as a result kills that Reaper. No scouting information here whatsoever for Dream, only sees a Stalker but lacks the knowledge of what tech is in the main base, does not see the Stargate right now, and that could be an issue, because if you don't know that there's Phoenixes or an Oracle coming, well, Dream might just end up picking up like 2 or 3 mines here, drop with the 3 mines, and an Oracle flies in, kills a couple of workers. Or what could also happen is if there's Phoenixes, it's going to be Oracles, is that this medevac just gets caught by the Phoenixes. That would be a terrible scenario, because when you play a double gas opener with a proxy barracks like Dream did over here, the main thing that you're afraid of is not dealing any eco damage whatsoever, because you're already damaging your own eco with your own build order. We see right now Zest is up 5 workers, orbital command hasn't even started yet, the natural nexus is done. So by the time this orbital finishes, Zest will just be up what, like 10? Yeah, 10, 11 workers or so. That is too many workers. And at the same time we see Dream actually picking up the mines in this medevac. It does get spotted here by Zest. Zest starts moving his Stalkers over to start fighting this medevac. At the same time, oh, these Marines could be in a little bit of trouble if Dream is not careful here. 4 Marines. If they get micro, it should be good enough. They don't get micro though. And that means this is not going to be good enough. The Oracle stays alive. GG gets called. I guess the medevac also got taken out, or what happened here? Okay, there was a Phoenix rally towards the correct location. Just playing it quick here, finding that medevac, and should be capable. Yeah, he probably would have gotten this before it ever would have gotten anything done here. So yeah, GG, game 1 goes to Zest, and we'll be heading into game number 2. Game number 2 will be played over here on Hardwire as the second map. That is exciting, because Hardwire is a map that I think a lot of Terrans don't like as much, because of this rather easy defense on the third base as well. Makes life kind of easy for the Protoss. Once again, no scout coming out of Zest. Just opening up with that fast gateway on the Reaper wall and saying, hey, I believe I can hold anything as long as I open up with a quick Zealot as well. And it seems that is going to be his plan. Probe will move down to try and scout if there's anything weird happening. Maybe a proxy, perhaps an eBay block. I actually think he's too early to spot an eBay block. Usually you send the next probe over, because the SCV can arrive anywhere between 101 and 106, 107. And if the SCV would have arrived at 107 for an eBay block, Zest would be in for a pretty nasty surprise at this point. And I would not have envied his position whatsoever. Cybernetic score is going to get thrown down at 124. That is a pretty much perfect timing if your pylon is not right next to your mineral line. If your pylon is right next to your mineral line, you often can get a cybernetic score timing of maybe 122, 123. These are good cybercore timings, but if you get that first pylon a little bit further away, you lose some minerals by walking there. Then you lose some minerals by walking back as well, and often 124 is a very reasonable timing for it. Zealot first, once again, as well out of Zest, which means he is kind of naturally cutting those initial workers out. His gas income should also be a little bit lower as a result. I'm surprised how high his gas is actually currently. That is somewhat surprising to me. I'll need to look kind of closer into how he gets into the gas, into his first gas. It seems like he pulls into that pretty quickly. Otherwise, he probably would not be allowed having such a fast stalker and still having so much gas. It is going to be a Twilight Council right now. It's cool to see as the Zealot makes its way across the map. There is a Reaper. This is a Reaper in the costume of an SCV. Now, this SCV is going in for a proxy starport. We already saw that the factory was built before the reactor. Now that is considered a slightly riskier opener. The reason for that is because you have 2 less Marines than you usually would have. Usually at this timing you already would have 3 Marines, and at the timing that, this next Marines could have come out with the barracks if they were still in the reactor. It would have been like 302, 303, something like that. That is usually the timing you have 5 Marines. So there are some clear tells here for Zest of what is going on. As I think Zest might have actually spotted those cars as well. That would be bad for Dream's plans. There is a 3rd unit that got built, and that was another Stalker. Zest actually needs to be somewhat careful though. He can't just go about his day pretending like everything is normal. Dream going in for an SCV scout. Do I like that? No, I don't actually. Okay, these 4 Hellions are going to get spotted. Stalker might just end up dying here. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad here for Zest. I do not like that. Look at this. He's going to be able to warp in 2 more units. He needs to full wall the front right now. Right about now. The Hellions are coming in, buddy. Okay, yeah, get a probe in position. Because if you have a probe in position to wall the front, you can move into position into the main base a little bit easier with your Stalkers and your Zealots. Let's take a look at these probe splits. Well, no probe splits whatsoever to speak of right now. At least not yet. 6 workers are going to fall. Medevac stays alive. Starport's already halfway home. This has been a very good opener for Dream. There's... Oh my god, he went up to 6 Hellions. The sneaky Terran player that he is. And he's going to try and get a couple more workers. Just getting 3-4 more workers here would be absolutely fabulous. At the same time, this medevac is going to get in as well. I would love for this medevac to stay alive, though. Zest is waiting for the blink up. I guess I dig it. That's okay. Yeah, it's fine. 9 workers total for 6 Hellions. Now, that does not sound like a worthwhile move. Like, we take a look at the resources lost. But of course, if there is no counter damage available for Zest right now, this was a fantastic move. Because eventually that production is going to ramp up. We see that Dream is up in workers. I also think that Zest cut a couple of workers during the defending process, which means that he's even further behind in eco than he really should have been. I like the building positioning as well out of Dream. There's no way to get high ground vision right now for Zest. Almost loses a Stalker, but does not quite. And yeah, Dream is just kind of going to relax, build some depots, get bunker on the high ground. This tank position is absolutely gnarly, by the way. I love that. Wouldn't even mind if it goes over here. Oh, I would not mind if that tank moves a little bit forward. Look at his building position. A freaking city planner Dream over here. He has a career if he ever decides to quit playing StarCraft. Like, he knows where things need to go. Boom. Supermarket, perfect spot. Offices, boom, perfect spot. Bar, yes, not near a residential area, but in the city center. Like a good boy. Dream is the ultimate city planner. I can't believe he isn't utilizing this tank spot. That looks crazy good to me. Just kind of tucked in between these barracks. So nice and tight. It also would have looked nice, you know, just cozy, a perfect fit. Like a hand in a glove. Unless, of course, the hand is slightly too big. And then it doesn't fit in the glove. And if the glove doesn't fit, then you can't have been the one who done it. Let's not forget about that. Alright, what is this? Stim? 73, 74, 75. That's 25 more seconds to go then. And combat shield, 58, 59, 60 is 19 more seconds to go right now. Barracks 4 and 5 finishing up. So Dream, after getting that early game lead, decides that it's time to put the pedal to the metal. And he wants to kind of speed up this game. Wants to win it quickly. And I think he might just be capable of doing that. There is some vision on the right side of the map for Zest, consisting of this one observer. There's actually another observer over here as well. I'm impressed by Zest's ability to get out workers, to get out vision on the map, and still have a decent infrastructure as well after his extremely poor start. Now these Stalkers are going to get pushed back with the Marauders leading the charge. Oh, a third observer. This is somewhat impressive. Now his unit count, especially his Zealot count, is low, and a couple of warp-ins do need to happen. There's nothing in the main either. Zest is not going to be in position. I think this drop will force a major warp-in in the main base, but it's not possible because 8 Zealots just got warped over at the third. That means that this drop is going to deal a lot of damage, might even depower this massive Artosis pylon over here, and that could be very, very painful because that means that no more Zealots are going to be joining this fight. Oh, this is a great position for Dream as well. Once they take out these buildings, I wouldn't even mind if Dream would have kind of gone for the throat here. Just gone for a kill move straight away. Another medevac makes its way across the map. Third base is about to finish up. Worker count is even as Zest wants to break this position. But can he break this position? I think the answer is going to be, well, it doesn't look too bad, honestly. If Zest had a way to spend the 1200 minerals, but I guess these gates are still on cooldown. I'd almost feel like he would be in a favorable position. This is a game worth studying, honestly. This has been a surprisingly good defense out of Zest for how crap his early game was. I'm kind of impressed by this. I'm going to have a quick look at... Oh, look at that retargeting on the mine. Well, he's still going to have to tap out, and we'll lose this game with 1200 in the bank for once. He had a Zest bank for a good reason, because he lost power of 6 of its gateways for the majority of this defense. Score is now 1-1, and I'm going to have a deeper dive into this replay, and I'll tell you guys all about it at the start of game number 3. Alright, game number 3, and we're looking at the base of Zest, the man who almost made the impossible happen. And I just had a quick look at that replay, wondering why Dream had so much trouble killing his opponent. And, well, the reason why Zest eco and his money was kind of okay was because he actually chrono boosted probes like a madman the moment his third finished. Did not really invest into anything else but probes for a while. I don't really mind that though, because we're playing against reactored Hellions. There usually is no follow-up with Marines because the Marine count is a lot lower. The reactor that would produce Marines for example, a tank push is of course stuck on the factory building Hellions. And because it was 6 Hellions, maybe I kind of underestimated that 9 workers for 6 Hellions. I mean, it was good for Dream, but maybe not as super brilliant as 4 Hellions would have been with that type of damage, because the extra Hellions also delay barracks 2 and 3, and that kind of explained why Dream's push was hitting so late, because he was not hitting at like 640 or 650, he really was hitting at 730, and that is very late into the game. On top of that, the Dream also went into 5 racks, but rather than going for a very optimized timing with the 5 racks, he decided that he wanted quick tech lab and reactor on it. Now that delays the unit production from barracks 4 and 5, because usually what we see is Terrans, they'll build 2 quick Marines with it without any add-ons, and that will boost the push by about 4 Marines. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it can make a very big difference if 4 Marines are shooting for an entirety of a fight. So just a couple of factors as to why that game got a little bit closer and why I kind of underestimated. I think the Hellion 5 and 6 made a big difference. The insane amount of chrono boost Zest spent on the Nexi rather than on things like charge, because he realized he did not need it because the barracks would be delayed because of Hellion 5 and 6. Then on top of that, the barracks 4 and 5 not being used. Just some interesting points there that I did not kind of realize as they were going on. So I'm happy that I was capable of getting back into the replay and figuring out, hey, well, what actually happened here. Like, it's all fun and games, you know, and then we see Zest coming back into this type of game kind of often, but yeah, the reasons behind it are often pretty interesting. Once again, Zest should be capable of figuring out at least somewhat what's going on over here, and if he wants to have an improved defense of the same builder. Oh my god, are you joking, Dream? You can't be... Why would you even chase that? Like, what is the point of chasing that? I just don't get it. Why would you do that? Why? But really, why? Now, one Zealot is going to get taken out. Once again, a Stalker will also fall, I think. I would love for Zest to either Chrono Boost this Gateway or to get another Stalker out right now. I think getting another Stalker out might be the correct call here. Oh wait, this is already a third Stalker. Never mind. Oh, he Chrono Boosted a lot then. That is fantastic. I like this. I think this is a very good response. So rather than going just for 2 Stalkers before Warp Gate finishes, this time it's going to be 3 Stalkers before Warp Gate finishes. He also does not end up losing a unit. Well, he lost a Zealot, but not a Stalker. So that will allow him to have 5 Stalkers by the timing that this hits. This is a very reasonable start here for Zest. I like this. I really do like this a lot more. If he's in the, well, somewhat in the correct position, which he is going to be, if he just moves into the correct position. Oh, the Warping in the natural is kind of suspicious there. Not sure why you would be doing that. 6 workers go down immediately. Once again, car 5 and 6 coming in, and we have a very similar opener to that game number 1. This actually is even worse. I actually think this game is over. Like, more over than the last game. Like, this is really, really over. This looks god-awful. Holy crap, 17 workers. Is this the build that Zest is just going to be dying against till the end of time? What did he really do wrong? Well, he warped his Stalkers in the natural. That means these Stalkers weren't in position for it. If he would have a pylon in the main base somewhere, that would have helped. But then again, which pylon would that have been? He couldn't have really afforded a 4th pylon. And I also like this pylon helping in spotting. I guess this is just the issue if you always play a Reaper wall, is that you don't have a close-by pylon here, and you don't have any infrastructure around your main base. A little bit frustrating. Tank this time around, though, is not in time. Oh my god, he actually blinks in. So he gets more damage, but he also is capable perhaps of dealing a little bit of damage. At least a worker pool to start with, a mule pool as well, and 3 workers going down. Now, this is really the early beginnings of a comeback. But perhaps a comeback nonetheless. There is a prism with this push as well. Okay, I had not realized that. That is 11 Stalkers. That is enough to one-shot a tank here. 11 Stalkers is enough to one-shot a tank. We have a blink in towards the main base. Bunkers not going to get repaired in time, I think. That means we have 4 naked Marines just standing here. And with 1 tank in the back. Can we get a Zealot warp in, perhaps? I think a Zealot warping would be absolutely fabulous right now. Drop it on top of one of the tanks. The Marine count is so little that it should be possible to do something here. Zealot, Zealot, please let it be Zealot. He's going to warp them on top of this? No, he just... hello? What are we doing here, good sir? I'm not so sure what he's doing here. Okay, he wants to blink out again. Still needs to deal damage though. He's not done. He cannot be done at this point. If he believes he is done, he is mistaken. He has damage to deal. He has SCVs to kill. He has Marines to shave off of this army as well. Stalkers in the natural, could blink on top of the tank, would be capable of two-shotting it, two-volleying it, I should say. It's not what's going to end up happening. Big supply block here for our good friend Dream. Ends up building 3 depots at the same time. One just finished in the natural. I think it was this bad boy. Where are you going, buddy? 30C. Okay, I like it. I do like it. Now, we're still in the situation similar to the last game, where Dream is just in a fantastic position. Even more so, probably, than last game. There's no third gas this time around. There's not going to be a Templar Archive. There won't be any Immortals. I don't see it happening. There's no Forge either. Prism is out. Allows for some counter play, maybe. From counter-attacking. The moment we see Dream move out, maybe a big blink in towards the main base. If he could get a snipe on a combat shield, that would be huge, but without any of that, I'm having trouble seeing this go well. I really am. Zest spots this, move out as well. Yeah, tanks moving into position already will end up defending that starport. In the main base we have our 4 Stalkers, kind of getting well, pushed back by that single tank that's over there. Once again, similar formula here for Dream. I mean, it worked out last time, so why not try it again, right? Stalkers are on the map. Prism actually barely misses this medevac. Somewhat unfortunate for Zest, as Dream is starting to move out right now with his main army. Next 2 medevacs are on the way. Yeah. These Stalkers really need to deal some damage. They need to kill 2-3 Marauders. Ideally take out 3-4 Marines as well. There is a sentry, 2 sentries, and an Immortal at this base. Oh, he also gets a big Stalker warp in just before this Medevac arrives. That is beautiful because he can blink on top of this. Can start taking out the Medevac. Use the Guardian Shield. Can we get a Guardian? The probes? Excuse me. Surely that was not the correct call. Surely using the probes there to fight the Marines. That was not it. You're gonna clean it up. You would have lost either 2 more Stalkers or 9 probes. I'd much rather lose 2 Stalkers in that scenario. Zest still somewhat in it. He's down 10 workers, but his army is looking okay-ish. There's not enough Zealots maybe. That's the issue. That's the real issue here. Dream does not need to be on the map, but he is on the map. I'd love to see a Ghost Academy just being thrown down right at this moment and Dream saying, hey, I ain't doing anything until my Ghost hit the field, because there's no reason for him to be doing anything until the Ghost hit the field. Mules land. These are fresh mules. Let's see if Zest will be capable of taking them out. No response whatsoever out of Dream so far. 4 SCVs get taken out. Zealots will also get taken out. 4 SCVs for 5 Zealots. Not a very cost-efficient trade. Sentries here could make a big difference. Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm looking at that and going, well, Dream, are you sure you're gonna walk up that ramp? Dream says, yep, I don't care about my Marauders. Going to move forward with the triple tanks that he still has as well. And 4 tank on the way. 15 Marauders, 16 Marines against a big Immortal force. Don't get me wrong, Immortals are good. But in this position, I'm not sure if just 4 Immortals and a couple of Stalkers are going to be good enough. The 13 Zealot run by, well, it's going to actually end up functioning as a bit of a flank rather than as a run by. We'll wait and see what exactly is going to happen in this fight. Super Battery gets activated ASAP. +1 is not quite done yet. 2 tanks now moving in as well. Here comes Zest. It's almost like he knew what was happening. This could be a good fight. This really could be a good fight. Fantastic flank as well. Immortals are running low. Target fire of the siege tank switches over onto the Immortals. There's a lot of Medevacs with this, but not that many bio units. And this is really why you usually need the Ghost against these Gateway Man units. We see a second eBay on the way. Do we have an armory done already? There is no armory, so the second eBay perhaps a bit preemptive. Armory is being built right now in the natural though, so should be fine. And hence Shockwave is being researched. We have gases 3 and 4 on the way, and Zest decides to take a 4th base. Moving out as well with these Stalkers. Liberators will not be too useful here for its defensive purposes for Dream. Might just end up being a little bit of sitting ducks. Wouldn't mind if they at least siege up though. I think that would be kind of powerful. Another Immortal on the way right now for Zest, who's going to continue with this very gateway focused army. It's not right now yet at least want to transition into that double robo bay that is so common for Protoss players to get. Dream starts moving out, and I'm afraid that Zest is also going to move out of this game. Because he just does not have enough units. And hence Shockwave, it won't finish before this fight, I don't think. Unless Dream intentionally decides not to fight for a while, which is, of course, a valid thing to do if you're waiting for an upgrade. That's exactly what he's going to end up doing. Yeah, these lips actually are going to be useful in this one. And then Shockwave is here. 1 EMP on the Immortals. Next EMP on the Zealots. Mines are going to hit in a major way as well. Can we get another EMP? Yep, on the Stalkers. There we go. I think these Zealots are not going to be it. We have 1 more EMP available. It's not going to be used. It is not necessary because Zest already taps out. Dream is going to win game number 2 as well. And we'll head into game 4, which is potentially the final game of this series if Dream ends up winning it. Game number 4 could potentially be the last game that Zest plays here, as Dream is up 2-1. It is a best of 5, first to 3 wins. We'll have to wait and see if Zest is going to switch it up whatsoever, but so far he has been opening up with that fast Zealot into a Stalker. Different follow-ups. The first game we saw that Stargate, the second and the third Twilight Council, which did not end up working out. And Dream, does he have the balls here right now to say, hey, I played the Hellion build twice in a row. It worked twice in a row. What is the chances that he just does it again? says, okay, I just want to win. I want to win quick. It has proven to be effective. Now, of course, Zest also thinks back of these last 2 games. He's like, hey, what did the last 2 games have in common? And that is the fact that he opened up with a Twilight. He might try to switch it up into a quicker Stargate. And with a Stargate against the Hellion build order, the game changes a lot immediately. Oracle is a great way to counterattack. Phoenixes deal with Hellion drops very, very well. Like, there's just so much potential there. We are going to be seeing a similar opening here for Zest. Gets that Zealot, throws down the Nexus as well, I guess. Kind of want to see this build order. I still haven't really paid attention to how he mines the gas. It feels like he has a lot of gas every single time. So he gets the Nexus at 22. Gets the Pylon, I think, immediately after at 22 as well. Might actually go for the full wall on the high ground. And that does indicate a Stargate indeed over here. Yep, it's going to be a Stargate. We also see a switch out of the Marine into Factory. And instead we have a Reaper. This is a... this is an interesting one. Straight into a reactor as well. So no Marine behind this. Okay. I kind of dig it. We have a bunker being built. This obviously is not going to go up because there is a Zealot already trying to shoot that SCV. Oh, SCV is not going to get to the correct position. Bunker needs to be cancelled right now. And yep, there we go indeed. So Reaper might just try to hide, pretend like it isn't here. if it succeeds properly in pretending that it isn't here, that would be sick. Look at the knowledge of the timings here. Out of Dream, beautiful stuff. And right now probably wants to... Ooh, he's going to hide it behind the natural. Ooh, I'm not sure if I like that more or if I like that less. I do like it though. Sadly, he's going to get caught by this Adept. Not quite aware of what the timing of that second Adept was. As a result, this Reaper will achieve absolutely nothing. Where did the Zealot go? Well, Zealot was a little bit behind. Just kind of slacking behind. First 2 Marines are out. I think they could perhaps try and go kill this Adept, but maybe they can't. Reaper is about to pop in as well. Here back at home, Zealot is taking a little bit of damage, and everything will move into the bunker. Or at least everything that can move into the bunker will move into the bunker. And the Reaper will stay kind of mobile here on the outside of, slightly outside of that bunker's range. Oh, I love the way that Dream is using this. It is going to be a Stargate with a fast Oracle into a Phoenix as well. So we have that Oracle into Phoenix follow-up. Cyclone is going to be slightly too late to truly stop this. So we might see a couple of worker kills here on this Oracle. Maybe 2, 3 before the Cyclone pops out. Zealot moves into position as well. I think the Adepts just shaded in. Actually got a couple of kills as well. And more of these workers are going to get taken out. Zealot still alive. Oh! Oracle needs to be so darn careful right now. Only 10 HP remaining. Cyclone is out right now, but 5 workers did end up dying. Where did the Cyclone go? Why do I not see it? Oh, it's in the natural right now. The Oracle is hiding behind the main base. 2 more gateways on the way as well. So the follow-up will be most likely charged. I can only imagine. It's kind of what I'm assuming here. More Phoenixes being chrono boosted out at this moment as we have a medevac and more Marines coming out. A supply drop was used as well. Ooh. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a push right now. It is going to be a bit of a push. Barracks 2 and 3 are going to be delayed. And the only thing that Zest needs to do, it is very simple, is to build gateway units. Batteries would be great, they would be helpful, but they are not an absolute necessity. Not at this point at least. All he needs is gateway units. Stalkers, Adepts, Zealots. I don't even really care what he's trying to build. Oh, this Cyclone might actually be in a bit of trouble. Weird move here. Out of Dream, trying to chase these Phoenixes with a Cyclone. He knew that there were 4 Phoenixes already. He spotted that. This Oracle might be taking a little bit of damage. Another Cyclone gets taken out. And actually will end up dying here. This Oracle gets sent away, but gets killed by a Viking. Frustrating, but true. Viking will take a lot of damage. Yeah, this looks so bad right now for Dream. Honestly, he's going to hit at a timing. Oh, he gets a 3rd CC as well. Okay, yeah, this is... Oh. I understand it, because the situation is really bad. but I just don't really see this happening right now. I just don't see it happening. This drop needs to kill something. It needs like... And like 5 workers is not enough. Like we're talking 15 workers need to go down right now. And like 2-3 phoenixes ideally fall as well. Like, stim and combat is going to be so ridiculously late. Like carriers will be out at that point already. Now this medevac drop is heading in towards the main base. Zest does respond to it with a triple stalker warp, and phoenixes are being sent over. Once again we get a worker pool towards these marines. 6 workers will fall. Even saw some workers coming in from natural. 11 workers end up going down. Good lord, it's a lot of workers that die. It really is a lot of workers. I still think it's not the end of the world. This army here on the left side that Dream has, I actually think it should piss off back home. It's probably too late to piss off back home, as these phoenixes are here right now. And he can just lift absolutely everything if he wants to. He can also kill the Vikings first. Yep, this is going to happen. I mean, this is not unexpected. No, am I crazy here? There was not enough marines with this army to really get a proper position outside of that third base. You just dealt a lot of damage. I think Dream should have been happy with that and gone back home with his Cyclones, with his Viking. Right now he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Charge about to finish up. We have a decent gateway count of 5. It is possible that Zest tries to bust this. I mean, there's really nothing here. I'm not sure if just 3 Zealots is going to be enough though. I think you're going to... Oh my god, he sells the bunker. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, now the game really is over. Still taking out that turret first. I'm not sure why, but he decided that was the best course of action. Command centers are going to take a lot of damage, and I really do not see a way here. This stim is still not finished. GG gets called. Zest wins game number 3. Game number 4, excuse me. Ties up the series, and that means we'll be going into the final game of this best of 5 on map number 5. Here we are, friends, in game number 5 between Zest and Dream. Dream in the top right, that's the red Protoss. Zest with the pink power. Alrighty, friends, in the bottom left we have Zest in the pink pants, and in the top right we have Dream as the red Terran player, of course. The pink Protoss. Good old Zest. Once again, just not scouting. He just does not give a crap. He's going to scout around and then probably go back with his probe. Actually, this is the first time I've seen him move out with this initial probe to try and get some vision whatsoever. So there's already a bit of a switch up. Man, that's kind of crazy that he plays the exact same build 5 games in a row and he gets away with not scouting a single time. Now, this early Zealot, of course, is kind of cheap. It's kind of safe. But it's not cheap, is what I wanted to say. It does cost him. It cost him in a big way. And I think that Dream this time around is going to say, hey buddy, like, I'm noticing a bit of a pattern here. I did my Hellion build twice in a row. And that I didn't do it twice. And I lost the games where I didn't do it. And I won the games where I did win. And indeed, we do see a fast factory before the reactor goes down. This does not necessarily mean that it's going to be the same build. But it is the same opener. We also see another SCV starting to move out. So I also believe it is going to be the same exact builder. No, it's just for bunker. Okay. Tight. I like it. Bunker into depot. No SCV on the map currently. So we might see just something else. Oh, there's another SCV. Man, he's an infinite amount of SCVs, this guy's. It's not going to be in time to build anything though, is it? It's, how many more seconds is this? 10 more seconds on this SCV. Might just end up building it here. There's no way you get here, no? That just is not in time. Do you open up with the first 2 Hellions before the starport, perhaps? Is that the play here? Is that actually the play? Marine enters the bunker as the factory swaps. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get the starport thrown down right now. Factory gets these 2 Hellions started. It's an adept, not a stalker. That means the Stargate is indeed the follow-up here. I had not noticed that yet. So Zest is not going to get tricked a 3rd time in a row. I mean, this should look somewhat familiar to him already. He should be like, hey, wait a second. You've done this build twice to me. I know what's going to end up happening here. Now, this adept should not die. Shade will finish. There we go. Second adept is also on the way. It's going to be 2 adepts and a Zealot fighting against 4 potential Hellions. Now, the question is, will we see 6 Hellions The answer might just end up being no. Oh my god, is Zealot's actually going to sacrifice his life for ire? Hellion 5 and 6, yes. Despite the show of the adapts, he will open up with 6 Hellions. I think one of these Hellions might actually end up falling here. Now the SCV Scout, ooh, if he controls this SCV, could have gotten the Scout. Does not control the SCV. Is that Scout? Hello? You want to know what tech your opponent has, no? There's absolutely nothing here though defensively right now to deal with this Oracle. He's supply blocked. Are you kidding me? He is supply blocked. He forgot to build a depot. The medevac did not start because there is no depot right now. This Oracle is going to get a lot of kills and there's absolutely nothing that Dream can do about that. The only thing that he can do is try to walk across the map and deal a lot of damage himself. There's actually not that many units at home. Both of these adepts are going to get taken out without losing a single Hellion. There is a battery here in the natural mineral line, but if you... Look at that shot. Even killing a Stalker that was warping in there. Look at that. You can see the body disintegrating. Oh no, what a terrible start once again for Zest. The third time in a row where he plays this 6 Hellion build. Well, not that he plays it, but that he just absolutely wins. He plays this build 3 times and destroys his opponent. 17 workers getting taken out. Is there a follow-up yet here for Dream? There is not. He should probably swap this factory over with a barracks. There's no tech lab yet though, so perhaps no point. 22 workers going down. Now there is a lot of air units, and air units are a massive asset in this matchup for Protoss. Like this has the... I always kind of consider Phoenixes and Oracles as potential economy, and the reason... Hello, Viking? You sure you want to be... This is... it's a kind of a wild play. Does end up killing the Oracle, so it works out, I guess. And the reason why I kind of see them as eco is because at any point in time, usually, you could technically sacrifice your air units to get a certain amount of kills. Now, with Phoenixes, it depends a bit how much energy they have as well. And the same with Oracles, of course, how many Oracles you have. But often I think one Phoenix is about worth like a worker and a half or so, if you would sacrifice it right in that moment. So technically, this is worth 4.5 workers. Now, even if we translate that into workers, we still see that Zest is very far behind. Even if we would add like 5 workers on top of this, the Dream still has more workers. If Terran is up in workers, that is bad. Terran needs to be down 4 or 5 workers. And Mine gets a free kill right now on this Phoenix. That is also extremely painful. Mine should get lifted here. Yep, will get lifted indeed. Oh my god, the quick repair might actually keep this Mine alive. And Phoenix almost in a little bit of trouble there. 2 sentries on the way as well, together with these 2 stalkers. I mean, this is just not going to be enough. You can't break a bunker with just 4 gateway units. That absolutely does not work. There's a turret in position. The Mine starts moving in as well. He's going to try and lift it. This is it feels like a bad call almost. Uses a Guardian Shield. Gets some unit kills, but this isn't huge damage. This really is not huge damage. Barracks 4 and 5 start producing units immediately. Does not want to wait a second for the tech lab, for the reactor. GG, says Zest, as he knows it's over. Dream wins the series 3-2. A very attractive set of games. Once again, as always, when watching Dream, aggressive build orders. Quick leads translating into very fast wins. Dream is completely capable of playing the longer games, but he often decides to just not do it for whatever reason. Because, well, if you can win in the early game, why would you want to, stretch it out? He's a very efficient player. He showed that in this series. 3-0, or 3-2, 3 times with the same build were his wins. And the moment he did not do the Hellion drop, he did not manage to win. That's going to be it from me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this series. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time for a new one. Thank you, and bye-bye.